Hi and welcome to Help Your Kids podcast. My name is Dr. Mish and I'm a psychotherapist, a coach, and I'm also a lecturer in child and adolescent mental health.
Yeah, so I'm Shelley Smith. I'm also a psychotherapist and supervisor and also visiting lecturer.
And this podcast is all about how you can help your kids, and my co-host and I do it from a position of being parents, but we're also therapists.
It's just great to now develop our support services for parents and to have this Help Your Kids podcast, which we're really proud of.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 3 of the second season. And this time we're going to talk about how to help your kids with their motivation.
Yeah.
Which is...
Which can be a struggle if they're not motivated.
Yeah. And this is when I always wish I had the magic wand to say, just do this thing, this one thing, and your child will be motivated to do everything you want them to do. And it's just, and we always want our kids to, we want them to be involved in things. And it can be really hard, I think, when you're faced with particularly older children, although I do think it's coming down to some younger children who are on their phone all the time or watching YouTube or things like that. I always think we then get frustrated as parents because we're like, why can't you just go out and see your friends, or why can't you just go and do this or this job, or do this thing around the house, or tidy your room, or do your homework. It's like we want them to do things.
Yeah. And we want them to do it when we want them to do it.
Yes.
Not when they want to do it.
And there we go. That's motivation done.
Yes.
Let them do when they want to. But motivation is a really hard thing for us to get right, because we often get stuck in a bit of a power struggle. Like you're saying, we want them to do it now.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it now. Yeah. Like tidy your room now when they're immersed in something that they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the priority, isn't it?
Yeah, always. And we were talking before we came on here about things that have motivated us. And one of the things that we were reflecting on is about our careers. And it was what motivated us to start doing a career that was essentially quite different to what we were already doing. And it's that ability of someone to see something in you that you probably couldn't really see yourself.
And I think that can be quite powerful, can't it? Because sometimes you can get into a job or, find an interest and you kind of like it, and then it becomes like your routine. Yeah. But then someone sees something in you that's maybe a strength, or plants a seed that, have you ever thought about doing this? You'd be really good at that. And then you think, maybe. But then it's having the motivation and kicking your drive system into gear to actually give it a go and have the confidence to, isn't it?
Yeah. And the giving it a go is probably one of the key things for parents to understand about why kids start off something, might seem motivated, and then drop off.
Yeah.
And we wonder, you're not motivated to do it anymore. And we can use that to kind of weaponise their interests. But actually, for kids, the ability of them to see that they could give something a go is really important. And they don't have to be perfect at it all the time either.
Yeah, because sometimes that feeling of I need to be perfect at it takes over, doesn't it? And then if you give something a go, we know perfectionism is a bit of a fantasy. It's not a reality. So you're striving for something that's not realistic. So I think it's giving it a go. And through giving it a go, everything isn't always going to go to plan. And there will be times you think, I'm not very good at this, or that's not gone well, or I've made a mistake. But actually it's that resilience, isn't it, to keep going. But you've got to have an interest in it. You've got to have a passion. Because if it's something somebody said, do this, and you've thought, I'll give it a go, but you don't like it, or it's not activating that drive system, and it's actually making you think, it's boring, or you're not going to have the motivation to do it again.
Yeah, I think it's really important when you're saying about kids who want to give something a go and they're not good at it, and therefore they think that's it, they just give up. And for me, it's something around this ability to be rubbish at something for a bit. and I'm not sure. I don't know if that's. I don't know. Do you think it's changed over the years? Is there something that kids are experiencing different now, or not? I don't really know. But I suppose personally, I've always felt all right at being rubbish at something for a bit.
Yeah.
And just trusting the process of if I practice.
Yeah, and I think it's like with most things, you have to practice, don't you? It's like if you're learning an instrument or you're, I don't know, learning something creative, you've got to practice and see that you've got evidence that you've kept going and it's turned into something good.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that evidence, you're going to just give up or probably not feel motivated. But I think with social media, again, we know there's pros and cons, but one of the things can be is that comparison, can't it? So you might see other people doing it like influencers. You might see other people doing these creative things or playing an instrument or doing something sporty, and you think, oh, I'm going to do that and I'm going to do it to that same level.
Yeah, instantly.
So it has to be quick because you might think that they've achieved it quite quickly.
Yeah.
And again, we know that a lot of things are instant in social media. So if you post a photo, you'll get that instant kind of like or comment, and that can become something that we measure it on.
Yeah.
So if we don't get that instant kind of response, we can feel like, oh, it's no point.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, I was thinking of, when we were talking about influencers, I was thinking of Mr. Beast. So I quite enjoy watching Beast games. I don't know why. I just really quite like him as a person. And I was watching that, and he was saying something around how grateful he was about people who are now watching that programme or who has followed his journey. Yeah. And he was saying that he started posting YouTube videos when he was 11. And I was thinking, God, an 11-year-old. And I bet he had like one follower. That was probably his mum.
Yeah.
But people don't see that.
No.
They don't see that this person who's so amazingly successful and has what a lot of young people want is money, the kind of social standing, the adoration. He can get anything he wants, essentially, because he's worked really, really hard for it and done the right thing at the right time. It's a big dose of luck as well as talent. But that they probably don't remember that he came from, everyone starts with one follower.
Exactly. And you've got to build it up, and it takes a lot of hard work, doesn't it, to do that?
Yeah.
And you've still got to follow. If you have a dream, you've got to follow it, haven't you? And I'm sure Mr. Beast, like anybody, has had those things where it's been like, oh, this is not going to work, or what's the point of this? And actually, it's what goes on behind the scenes. And I think some young people, maybe they're not seeing that, are they? They're not seeing the behind the scenes. So it's measured on, this is what I can get now.
Yeah, so focusing on the end result.
Yeah.
And the thing, I suppose, with motivation is your journey with achieving something is the really important bit. Yeah. The journey that keeps you going. Because I was thinking about how, as parents, you can model being motivated to do things. Yeah. Whether that's hobbies or interests, or I think particularly for me, like, wanting to be a forever learner, not as a conscious decision, but just realising I kind of liked learning and thinking back about my kids, wondering how that's impacted them in terms of their motivation.
And that modelling.
Yeah, I wonder what it is, whether they've got anything from it. Who knows? Yeah. But that thing that wasn't about anyone else telling me I needed to do it. And I realised that I approached that as an adult. But I suppose I would hope that the kids seeing me do that and having focus and drive and an internal motivation for it would be an important thing. I'd hope.
Definitely. Because it's, kids are observing you as parents, aren't they? And if you are doing something that you're interested in or passionate about, even if it's taking time or it's meaning that the routine of the family is different, if it's something you believe in and you're giving yourself permission to do it, I think that's quite an inspirational thing. Yeah.
So I wonder, is it like sometimes we look at kids to go, why aren't you doing that? Particularly if, as a parent, you sat there on your phone and then you say to your kids, well, why are you on your phone all the time? Why don't you go and do that? They're seeing what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's okay to recognise that in yourself, that maybe have a think, what am I modelling here about the things I want to do? And it doesn't have to be big things.
No. It can just be things that you're really interested in. It's
Yeah.
like almost finding your identity, isn't it? Because sometimes as parents, we lose that sense of identity. We don't know what we like. We don't know our hobbies. We don't know what makes us laugh. So, you know, if you're able to go out and, you know, whether it's going to see live music or it's going to doing sports or whatever it is you do, it's about you kind of showcasing your identity and who you are as a person, not just a parent.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think kids can take a lot from that. But also, in terms of, I was thinking about children who might be smaller and how do you encourage them to be involved in things. Particularly, a lot of parents will say that their children don't do anything around the house.
Yeah.
And they'll say, you need to go and do this particular task, and then there'll be a big battle around it. And one of the things that I found useful was saying, so are you going to do the washing up now or in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And it was like, the kind of, are you going to do the washing up is the non-negotiable bit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to happen.
I think because you're given an element of choice.
Yes.
Because I think we'd all agree if someone tells us to do something we don't want to do, we're probably not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone says you can choose this or this, then you've got a bit of control, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you're going to choose the one that you probably still don't want to do it, but it's probably the better option.
Yeah, you choose what option
exactly.
suits you. So there's something about encouraging autonomy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wonder if it's worth us saying something around that whole housework or cooking, cleaning element that we want kids to do in terms of parents getting involved.
Yeah, and trying to get it done quicker maybe. Because I know this is, as a parent, this is something I want to do, encourage independence and people doing chores and things. But if you're in a rush, sometimes you can think, oh, it's easier if I do it myself. Easier to do it yourself than to spend time if you're thinking you're going to have to keep asking a few times. But I do think it is about kind of pausing and just going, right, actually, you want to create these human beings, don't you, that can do things in the future.
Yeah, that are independent.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because as parents, we're always essentially working on the young adult and the adult that child is going to become.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And to encourage them to be independent in what they're doing around the house, which is really tricky.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't do it that way. Do it this way. It's like, just like let them get a bit messy.
Yeah.
Let them find their way. If they're like, we were laughing earlier about hanging things out on the washing line.
Yeah.
And if they don't hang it out,
how we would hang it out, you might think, oh, that's not how I do it. But if they've done it and they've offered to help you, I mean, isn't that something to be proud of if your children are helpful and kind, and that's what you want, isn't it?
And don't then say, oh, you've done it wrong.
Yeah. Because then your motivation to do it again, if someone criticises me, I'm probably not going to want to do that again.
You can't believe you're not going to be hanging out my washing ever again.
I'm not putting the washing out anymore.
So is there something we want to say around that kind of internal motivation and external? Do you want to say something about that?
I think I was just thinking when you were saying about how to motivate younger children, and I'm just thinking about some of the hobbies that they get into and how we decide what kind of clubs or hobbies they're, because sometimes there's going to be that internal motivation, isn't there? If I really like this, I want to go and do it, but then maybe some external pressure that, oh, lots of people are doing that now, so, oh, maybe you should try that. Yeah. And again, trying it, but if it's not right, giving them the opportunity to say, I don't like it, I don't want to do it. Or sometimes, you know, children may feel like they've got to do it because it's the norm.
So like parent imposed.
Yeah.
Do this because these reasons.
Exactly. Or do it because I used to do it. Or do it because I like it.
Do it because I used to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
you
is
shall become the dancer I never was.
Yes. Yeah. or you must go to football because this is what is the norm, and that's what I did.
Yeah, I used to go and do this.
Exactly. So it is trying to tap into interests, and children don't necessarily know yet. And again, we might see something in them as children and say, oh, you really made us laugh then, or that was really good when you did that. Maybe you should do something with that. And I think that's, again, that planting the seed of going, oh, maybe I could do that actually.
Yeah, so something about autonomy, that uncomfortableness with not being good at something and knowing that you've got to practice.
Yeah.
And then using that as a connection rather than if you don't do this then, or this is what I've always done, or you should be good at this by now, not weaponizing motivation.
Absolutely.
And I did want to kind of bring out the idea of this uncomfortableness with not being great at something. Particularly, I think we're in a world where we get things instantly, like you were saying with the social media likes and order it this morning, get it this evening, those sorts of things. So this idea of immediate gratification, and sometimes kids want that instant, I want to be instantly brilliant at football. And it's okay not to be.
Yeah.
And that tolerance of that, I think, is a key thing for your internal motivation.
Absolutely.
And you've got to be able to find that bit where you go, I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah, and you've got to
get it yet.
That's the thing, you've got to sit with the uncomfortable feeling of it not being how you want it to be now. And it's whether you've got that interest and passion to keep going until you start to get the evidence that, oh, it's okay, I can do that, I can learn how to do that.
Yeah. And reflecting on you and I talking, I suppose I'm wondering, how do we, in terms of giving takeaways for the parents, we could end up almost encouraging them to do the whole motivational lecture.
Yeah, sit down around the table and say, right, this is what you're doing.
I'm going to impart my wisdom to you as a parent. And I suppose what I say is, don't do that.
No, because again, they're probably going to respond in the way that you don't want them to.
Yeah. I mean, nothing makes you shut down more than we are now going to have a motivational talk.
Yeah.
So it's. I would go, whenever you're talking about motivation, it's really finding out what works for them in a non-threatening conversation.
Yeah.
Where the why are you not motivated to do that? You're never going to finish, and really try not to put a lot of judgment on how motivated your child or young person is.
And also, I'm just thinking that, why you have that judgment, because you might have that judgment because somebody else has had that judgment on your child.
Yes.
So then you kind of internalise that as yours, when actually you're probably responding because somebody else has said, oh, they should be doing this, or why aren't they doing that?
Why are they not doing this yet?
Exactly. And then you go, oh, I've got to get them to do it. But actually, if you take a step back, it's having that conversation, isn't it, to check, okay, well, what do you want to do? Why don't you like to do it? What do you like to do? And I'm thinking about timings of day as well. We all function better at different times. Some people are a morning person, some people are an evening person.
Yeah.
So it's recognising how best, is going to support that. Yeah, what's the best time that you can do this?
Yeah. And whilst we might want the jobs doing, like, sort your room out, put your clothes away now. Yeah. That may not be what works best.
You need to stop coming into my house and observing me.
Put the clothes away. But it's tricky, isn't it? What we know about motivation, it's not one size fits all.
Yeah,
and I think if anyone's getting anything from this podcast at all, is because everyone is so different, you literally need conversations with each person individually. What works for them, what doesn't. How can I help you achieve this? And sometimes the answer you might get is by backing off.
Yeah.
And as a parent, to know when to back off, when to encourage, how much cheerleading you might need to do, and when to just be quiet and observe.
Exactly, because there's so much pressure, isn't there, on kids as well. if you think about the pressure at school and then friendships and then social media and everything else, it can feel a lot. So I think kids can get overwhelmed quite a lot with what should I be doing and when should I be doing it.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to say about?
I think it's just like you said before about finding your passion. You know, when I think about what I've been motivated to do in my life and what I've not, or what I've maybe started and given up, it's because it hasn't really been connected with my soul or my interest or anything that brought me joy. Whereas when it's something that I've thought, I really enjoyed it, or I can see that it's really helped somebody, it motivates me to do it even more.
Yeah. I suppose that's tricky when it's like school stuff.
Really tricky.
Because your child might not want to. I don't want to learn about chemistry.
No.
So how do you then tap into that? And that's the tricky thing, isn't it? Getting them to see the long game with things like that.
Yeah. And it's almost giving yourself permission, isn't it, to go, well, I'm not going to like that lesson and that lesson, but I like that one. So I'm kind of going to try and get my resilience and my toolkit to get me through. And then I know I'm going to enjoy that. Yeah. And again, we've said this before, but young people don't have that control over what they've chosen, you know, especially until they kind of choose their options. And even then it might not necessarily be what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I think it is just kind of sitting with the uncomfortable feeling of I don't really like this, to then go, actually, I've got that lesson where I do actually like that.
Yeah. So find the thing that works.
Yeah.
But it's very individual.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a one size fits all.
Definitely not.
And let them hang the washing out however they want to hang it.
Yeah. If they do it.
If they do it, just be grateful. Right. I think, hopefully that's given a few little hints and tips about motivation. Let us know how you're getting on with it all. Fingers crossed.
And again, it's just normalising it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That things can be a challenge. But
yeah. You'll find your way. Good luck.
Definitely.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon.